Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here doing another movie review on the 2017 Wonder Woman movie. I watched this movie last night with Charlita 1, my mother-in-law, and Charlo B. We saw it at the 2D, just regular 2D screening at the Tan Fran Theater last night, just regular showing. And I will do a non-spoiler review, and then I'll jump into spoilers. I'm not going to talk about everything in the movie. This is like my typical speech, right? I'm going to talk about my after the non-spoiler section, I'm going to talk about my 5 likes and then my 5 dislikes. So, non-spoilers. This is a World War I period piece, and I really liked it. I really liked the look of it. I thought the cinematography was very well done, and I really liked the acting in this movie as well. This is, I just thought the characters and the actors just did a really good job. I think the movie had fairly good pacing. There was, I don't know if I was just tired or not, but there's that one point where I did feel a little laggy in the movie, but not anything serious enough where I was like, man, I really wish I was doing something else right now. Like, really, no, nothing like that. But I don't know. I need to see the movie again. I would like to see the movie again. I did like the movie. I thought Gal Gadot was great. I thought she carried the movie very well. From what we saw from her in Batman v Superman, I thought she was very charming, and I thought she was just really charming throughout this whole movie, and she carried the movie, and the way she played the character, it's like you want to follow along with this character, and you want to be part of her story. So I thought she was great. I thought Gal Gadot was awesome. I thought she killed it. Even though I do have a complaint about her, that I guess I'll talk about in the spoiler section, even though it's not even a spoiler. I'll go ahead and talk about it. It's not a spoiler. I just wish she was a little bit bigger. That's all. I'll get more into it later on in this video, but I kind of feel like she could have been a little bit bigger of a woman. Don't get me wrong. I think she's very attractive. Very, very good looking woman, Gal Gadot. I really like the Gal Gadot. But for Wonder Woman, now that I see her with other strong women in a movie, I'm kind of thinking, maybe she could be a little bit bigger. And I gotta say, I also really liked the director a lot. Her name, I can't think of her name right now off the top of my head, but I thought she was fantastic, and at no point at all did I feel like I was watching a movie directed by a lady. Like, there was nothing that kind of gave me that kind of, there's nothing. I was gonna say one thing, but not really. So, I mean, I thought she was fantastic. Just looking at her work alone, I think she did a great job. I really liked the directing in the movie. I liked how we see Wonder Woman's powers kind of flushed out through the movie. You get a little bit of a in-depth look at how some of the powers work and how some things work. I thought that was really cool. And then a part that I really liked was, I'm looking at my own notes right here. Sorry, I can't edit. A part I started to get slow. Oh, I already talked about that part. Yeah, so one thing I wanted to say, towards the end, I gotta say there are some things that I didn't totally agree with. So I'll mention that in the spoiler section, and also no after credit scene or anything like that, so you can just go home and not worry about it and just leave the theater and you won't miss anything. You'll be fine. Spoilers! Alright, on to spoilers! We're getting on to the spoilers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wonder Woman dies. It's awful. No, Wonder Woman does not die. But, the 5 things I liked about this movie. Wonder Woman is strong. She is smart. She is funny. And she's still a woman. Like, I really like that about her. She's very much a woman still. You can be strong, powerful, kick a lot of butt, have all these powers, but she's still very much a woman. Like, when she sees the baby, she's like, oh, a baby! Like, that's how women react with babies. I mean, most people actually. But I just love that she was still very much a woman, but still very powerful and very strong and very smart. She was also very naive, but I don't even want to say naive, just unfamiliar with this new world that she jumps into with Steve Trevor. So I like that, so she wasn't really totally naive, but at the same time she's unfamiliar, and I liked that a lot. And I like how she just keeps on like walking into rooms, and back in these World War I days, you can't just have a woman walking into a room. Shoot, those days actually lasted for a little while after that, like a few decades after. Themyscira. Oh my goodness, I love Themyscira. I thought it was awesome. Actually, one of my favorite parts of this movie is the Amazons training. I was like, oh my god, these women are amazing. Oh, this is fantastic. Look at this. All on the horses, shooting upside down, shooting 3 arrows at a time. I mean, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Man, the Amazons were great. And hot, but not like really like, you know, like, oh, we're going to show you all kinds of nasties. It was just kind of like, wow, these, like, I like the combination of them being strong and then still being attractive women. You know what I mean? I just thought it was very good. Very fun to look at. I enjoyed it very much. But also part of my complaint about Gal Gadot not really being the biggest woman, I mean, I feel like she really should have been, like, the woman on the island that nobody would really mess with. Hippolyta and Wonder Woman should probably be maybe about the same size, but I felt like Wonder Woman was was by far not the largest woman there. And you know, in comic books and in different interpretations of Wonder Woman, she is a fairly thick woman. So I kind of wish she was just a little bit bigger. While seeing her compared to these other Amazons, I just felt like, oh, you know, yeah, like she, like I feel like she needs to get like Affleck yoked to really get the, you know, to really nail it. But she can't now because it's going to be inconsistent. You know what I mean? So anyway, next one is Chris Pine. I thought he was fantastic. I thought he did a great job, great acting, and just gotta say, Chris Pine and Gal Gadot had great chemistry. I really liked the two characters together. And they weren't trying to out-cute each other or anything like that. They worked really well, and I really liked them. I liked how the romance was played in this too. They're very careful to not like make it. I don't know. Like they made it. They didn't throw it in your face, but it was definitely there. Like you could see that these two people actually really liked each other. So it kind of, I felt like it was an organic relationship. I didn't think it was forced. And just going into the movie overall, I mean, as far as pacing and stuff like that, I feel like one thing that's been happening a lot more lately in comic book movies is that we're having a serious appreciation for characters getting to know each other and characters having moments where they actually bond together and really relate to each other and truly understand each other and learn from each other through discussion. And I thought that whole scene, like, you know, when the Scottish or Irish, the dude was playing piano and singing and he's teaching her how to dance and they have the beer and everything. I loved that scene. I thought it was akin to the bar scene in Suicide Squad and the scene that we got in Avengers Age of Ultron at the ranch, even though a lot of people didn't like that, but I liked it. I thought it was good. So even though it was the slowest part of that movie, but still, I think as the audiences out here are appreciating that more, and I really liked it. I just gotta say I liked that. I thought Chris Pine was fantastic. I'll get on to my dislikes later on. I also like how the powers were explained in this movie, or not necessarily explained, but you actually see, it's a lasso of truth. The lasso of truth was always something that kind of threw me off a little bit, like how does that really work? How do you really just make somebody tell the truth? And I love how it's like, oh God, it burns. Oh, and like it really burns, and the more he resists, it really hurts him. I just thought the way they did that was fantastic. Also, her flight powers are kind of like, it's a little shaky, like she doesn't have everything figured out yet, right? She's kind of going through it and learning about herself, and I love the way they handled that, because it wasn't like all at once. It wasn't like in the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie where it's like you have that moment where he just discovers everything that he does all at once. Like early on, the part where she steals a God Killer sword, like she jumps across and does some true Scorpion from Marvel Comics kind of thing, you know? That was the cool thing about the Scorpion, is that his hands are so strong, he just grips into the brick and gosh, and that's what she's doing, just good. I thought that was great. That hit the geek spot for me, especially seeing Wonder Woman do it. I just thought it was very cool. So, and like you see, there's parts where it's like she's gliding across the floor almost. She's moving so fast, she's gliding across the floor. And she moves so fast, there's a lot of little slow-mo parts like, you know? But I like that. I actually enjoyed that. There's parts where it may have seemed too much, but for the most part, it didn't stick out to me as something that really bothered me a lot. I didn't ever really feel like, okay, enough with the slow-mo already. I actually kind of liked it. Gave us a chance to slow things down, you know, and appreciate, you know, what's going on the screen, you know, especially Gal Gadot and her beautiful legs. She's just so hot. I saw her in person very close, about as far away as I am to the camera right now, and she was wearing this thing that had like the cut like this, and I was like, oh my God. I'm like, I wasn't in reaching distance. Not that I ever would. That would be, I mean, not just for the sake of, you know, getting thrown into jail, but still, yeah, I wouldn't disrespect a woman like that. But yeah, I was like 2 reaching distances away. Is basically how I'm trying to explain how far away I was. Anyway, liked Ares. I thought Ares as a villain was great. I actually liked all of the villains. I liked Dr. Maru. I liked Usendorf, or whatever the hell his name was. Can't remember the name, sorry. But I thought those characters were great. And then we just get Ares at the very end, and I thought he was very cool. I actually really liked how they did that. I liked the little switcheroo that they threw on us right there. I thought that was very well done, and I liked that a lot. So, the dislikes! Alright, here we go. Like I said earlier, pacing. There's a part where it got a little bit slow. I don't know, just because I may have been really tired. See, I wake up at 7 in the morning and I get home at 10 o'clock most nights. So, when it gets around 12 o'clock, I'm like usually ready to pass out. And so it was getting close to Shartimus's bedtime. And so I find myself getting more and more tired at the movies lately. It's kind of getting old. Or I'm busting my ass. No, you can't be a collector and have a YouTube channel and work really hard. That doesn't exist. It doesn't. Anyway, sarcasm, insert there. Alright, I just had some coffee. Very energized. Anyway, Gal Gadot, I already talked about how I thought she could be bigger. There's just times where I'm just looking at the screen and I'm like, oh, you know, and she kind of does this thing where she throws her shoulders back a lot, and she has these little flaquita arms right here, and it's like, man, I want to imagine Wonder Woman punching me in the face and my head exploding. Like, I know that would happen with this Gal Gadot version that we have right now, yes, but I would just believe it a little bit more if her arm was bigger than mine, you know? That's all. I just wanted... Lucy Lawless, even though I think Lucy Lawless would have, I mean, a younger Lucy Lawless, but that's who I always kind of had in mind for a more modern Wonder Woman. I think, was she part of Kevin Smith's script from way back in the day? Like, was she an option in that time? Remember Kevin Smith had written a Wonder Woman movie script, right? Didn't he? Or was that Joss Whedon? I can't remember. Anyway, one thing, that little thing that bothered me was the "where's my sword" part with Ares. Like, when Ares first reveals that, you know, that she didn't actually kill him and everything, and she goes to grab her God Killer sword, and she's like, oh no, and then like, yeah, what are you gonna do? Because when I saw her just plant the sword in there, I was like, wait, don't you want to like carry that with you? But then I thought, well, she did kill the one god she planned on killing with it. It's not like she was planning on going on a god-killing frenzy. Like, her job was done, so she planted it in there and she was done. But it was a little bit weird when she's like, oh, now I need, oh, jeez, oh, okay, well, 1 second, please. Okay, now I gotta kill you, and then in the hand. So I feel like if they just added one shot, like a close-up shot of Ares going, yes, go get your sword, you know, and then she was like, yeah, I'm gonna get my sword, yeah, and then she comes back and then she tries to do that. I don't know. That part was just a little bit weird to me. I felt like it was an oopsie. I think that was a mistake. Like, as they're writing the stuff down or shooting, they're like, oh wait, crap, we left the sword on the roof. How are we gonna do this? Just have her, you know, go up and come right back down real quick. Well, okay. You know, I felt like that could have been a little bit better. Anyway, Dr. Maru, I wish we'd seen Dr. Maru do a little bit more, specifically against Wonder Woman. As you guys may or may not know, the Cheetah character has this thing like where she scratches Wonder Woman, like she can get infected, and it's like a virus or a disease, you know, and she gets eaten. I wish that maybe Maru had something to do with like hurting Wonder Woman in that kind of way. Also, did Maru get crushed by the tank? Charlita One and I were debating this last night. Like, didn't she, like, when she holds the tank, she's holding the tank and everything, and then she's like, no, and then she just throws it off to the side. We were debating whether that landed on Maru or not. I think it did not. Charlita One thinks she just casually crushed a human life. I don't think she did that, but I thought it was still pretty funny that she's like, yeah, I think she killed her. I was like, I don't think so, but I want to know what you guys think about that. Lastly, my last complaint, the whole Steve Trevor thing when he, the suicide. I feel like the execution was done well. Like, I think the acting and everything, they didn't, I mean, they laid it on pretty thick, man, and I feel like we've seen this in so many movies, but what I would have liked to have seen, is like to see Wonder Woman's like on her back, she's laying down, right, and she's being choked by the metal pieces and stuff, and then she sees the plane going up in the air, right? Now she's still figuring out her powers and stuff. We don't really have a lockdown on the flight thing. How cool would it have been with her emotions getting all up and her anger getting there, and she, you know, when she breaks out of it, instead of her just breaking out of it because he's dead, she goes to save him, right? So she busts out of there and she flies up there, right? And then she gets to the plane, but he doesn't know that she's trying to rescue him. And at the last second, when she gets to the plane, boom, he shoots the bombs, and it blows up, and it blows up in her face, and she comes down and hits the ground. She's gonna be fine because she's Wonder Woman, but now she's all charred and dirty and crying. I mean, I thought that would have been great. And plus, for a second, we think, oh, she's gonna save him, but no, she doesn't. And the whole sacrifice is still valid and everything, but you psych this out, you know? Alfred Hitchcock said something, and I can't quote what Hitchcock said specifically because I think he's really what every film director should want to be, like, you know, copy his techniques and a lot of his ideas, is that you know, like, you want to think you're going one way, but you go another way. Like, you want to kind of fool your audience. You have the power to misdirect them, and they want to be misdirected. The audience wants to be fooled. You're the only one who knows what happens next. Take advantage of that, you know? And she didn't. I felt like, yeah, we knew what was going to happen at that point, and it was kind of predictable. And I was like, all right, I've seen this a million times. And then, you know, at the very end, a little fight scene, I feel like that could have been done a little bit better, but at the same time, I thought it was really cool, so I can't really complain. I liked what I saw. I thought it looked pretty sick, so yeah, man, I did like this movie. I did have my problems with it. I'm not giving it an A+. I want to give it, like, I want to say like an A minus, something like that. Probably an A-, but at the same time, I really liked it, so it's kind of hard for me to say. Also, I like the way that, you know, that we're going back in time with the origins of these characters too, if that's what's going to be consistent throughout these movies. I thought that was very well done too. I dug that. Just makes, I don't know, the DC's getting their shit together. So DC, you know, the DCUC or the DCEU, I don't know, the DC cinematic universe is getting a little bit tighter, and this I did like more than Batman v Superman, and I did like, well, I don't know, Batman v Superman, I gotta put it right up there. I can't say I just definitely liked it more. I know a lot of people hate BVS, but I liked it. So I'm putting it like right around there, but I do want to see it again. Definitely liked it more than Suicide Squad, even though I did like Suicide Squad. I'm a bigger fan of these DC movies than a lot of people think. Some people think I hate DC because I'm #1 a Marvel fan, but I mean, the very, very super close second is DC fan. Batman is my second favorite superhero, so that's another reason why I gotta put BVS higher up there, because Affleck just killed that Batman role, man. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Please hit the subscribe button for more ShartimusPrime videos. I'm hoping to post another review this afternoon, but we'll see how time goes. I gotta get a little bit of a photo shoot going on right here in the dork room, and then maybe eat some food, but then I have to go to work, so we'll see. I'll try to get a review up later today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you thought of the movie, and I will catch you later. Peace!